Welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how the tax brackets work in Canada. There's a big misconception about the tax bracket system in Canada. Many think that if you're, say, in the 40% tax bracket, that 40% of your entire paycheck goes to the government in the form of taxes. I remember speaking to a friend of mine in the construction industry, and he refused to take any overtime opportunities because he thought it would bump him into a higher tax bracket and his paycheck would end up being smaller for working more hours. That is not the case at all. Canada operates on a tiered tax bracket system. Taxtips.ca has a great resource on any of your tax bracket needs here. They have lots of calculators and so on. Here you can see the federal tax brackets in Canada. And so you can see the first $53,000 will get taxed at 15%. And then from $53,000 up to $106,000, that portion of your paycheck will get taxed at 20.5%. And then the next almost $60,000 will get taxed at 26%. So your overall income tax bracket is much lower than the bracket that you are in. You can see down below here, the Canadian federal government has a basic personal amount as well. So this year in 2023, it was $15,000. That means that anyone earning $15,000 or less actually doesn't pay any taxes, even though you're in the 15% tax bracket. So my students generally, they'll come to me with their T4s and talk to me about how much tax they have to pay. They shouldn't be paying any taxes generally. If their employer has taken off any taxes, they will get that tax money back. Generally, a student in high school is earning less than the $15,000 per year. Of course, the provinces also want their cut of your paycheck. So you can see here in Alberta, I'm just going to use Alberta since that's where I'm from. You can see that the first $142,000 is taxed at a 10% tax rate. So that's going to the provincial government. And then the next $28,000 will get taxed at 12%. And the next $50,000 will get taxed at 13%. And so on and so on. It's tiered as well. So when you combine the federal government and the provincial government tax rates, you can see below here that the first $53,000 is taxed at 25%. The next $53,000 is getting taxed at 30.5%, and so on. And you can see Alberta also has a basic personal amount. It's $21,000. And so if you are an Alberta citizen and you earned $21,000, the first $15,000 will be completely tax-free, and then the next $6,000 from $15,000 to $21,000, that will get taxed at 15% going to the federal government. Now, it should be noted that if you are in this blue region here, once you hit $165,000 per year, that basic tax exemption does start disappearing and will disappear completely at $235,000. So anyone that earns over $235,000 will not get any of that 0% tax break. That first $15,000 will get taxed at 15%. I've created a spreadsheet here to show the comparison between BC and Alberta, just to try to make it a little more clear maybe. So again, if you're making $100,000 per year in Alberta, you would fall in the 30.5% tax bracket. But if you made $100,000 in BC, you fall into the 31% tax bracket. So you're in a higher tax bracket in BC. But if you look at the total amount of taxes that have been taken off your paycheck, in Alberta, it's just over $23,000. So 23.21% as an average tax return. So 23.21% of your paycheck goes to the government in taxes. Even though you're in the 30.5% tax bracket, 23% goes away as an average in taxes. And in BC, you actually pay less in taxes, $21,000 in taxes. So you're actually making $2,000 more living in BC, earning $100,000, even though you're in a higher tax bracket, 31% compared to 30.5%. I hope this video has helped you understand how tax brackets work in Canada. If you enjoyed this video and would like to stay up to date with some of my other videos, click the subscribe button below and have a wonderful day.